noite a ribação. A minha vida é muito triste, a de esperar na solidão. Mas se eu soubesse que era assim, eu juro eu não casava não. Eu vou me embora pro São Paulo, vou arranjar uma viração. Depois te pego com as crianças, a sanfona e o violão. E os meninos tão bonitos, inocentes do sertão. E a danada dessa seca, ai meu Deus, que judiação. Leva nós lá pra São Paulo, aqui não fico mais não. A minha vida é só tristeza, é desespero, é solidão. O Zeca foi lá pra São Paulo, acho que não volta mais não. Parabundera, parundera, parabundera, parundera, parabundera, parundera, papapapadum. Parabundera, papundera, parabundera, papundera, parabundera, padundera, 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 teba padundera, 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 araiá, 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 araiá. Era uma nuvem tão bonita, era uma rosa, era um balão. O camiranga deu uma volta e sumiu na imensidão. Araiá, 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 é na corda da viola todo mundo samba, é na corda da viola todo mundo samba, todo mundo samba, todo mundo samba. Ai, 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 é na corda da viola todo mundo samba, é na corda da viola todo mundo samba, todo mundo samba, todo mundo samba.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to MiddleCjazz, and welcome to a night that, for me, I think maybe Noel's favorite night. We have best friends on stage and three of my best sidemen in the business, and we're so excited tonight to have everybody here. We thank you for your support, and we welcome all of you that have made it out here live. We're so excited, and also to all of you out there who are live streaming with us and who have live streamed with Noel and Maria for 13 weeks. We thank you so very much, because without your support for live streaming, we would not be able to have these 4 great cameras and the great angles that you'll see tonight, and be able to support our musicians, support Middle C. So again, thank you so much. Also, thank you to all the baby grand folks that help keep us going and all that you do for us. We thank you so very much. Without your help, we wouldn't be here. We have some incredible talent coming up in August, and I want you to go to the calendar, check it out. One great act to tell you about is the wonderful Cy Smith, who Maria and Noel know very well. She sings with the great Chris Bodie. She'll be here. And so please check our calendar. Please come back. But most importantly, enjoy the great music you're getting ready to hear. Thank you so very much.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by? Just like me, they long to be close to you. On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkle moon dust in your hair, golden starlight in your eyes of blue. That is why all the girls in town follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkle moon dust in your hair, golden starlight in your eyes of blue. That is why all the girls in town follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Close to you. Close to you. Close to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you out tonight. Excuse me as I mess with my microphone here and get this set up quite right. We're so glad you're able to join us tonight. It's an absolute privilege to be back at MiddleCjazz. And more than anything, it's an absolute privilege to actually be in front of real humans who are breathing and interacting with us. You know, there's many things in this world that I've taken for granted, and I never thought the day would come that I realized I'd been taken for granted actually performing with real musicians in front of real people. And but I can tell you, after 4 months of not having that privilege, it is an absolute privilege to be with you all tonight. Thank you so much again for joining us. So tonight we are doing a jazz celebration of the music of Karen Carpenter and Carole King and Carly Simon. So we started off with the tune written by Burt Bacharach, of course, "Close to You." It was one of the Carpenters' many of their #1 hits, and had featured that just amazing alto that Karen Carpenter had. And be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, when I was a kid, if you said, "Oh, we're going to do a show of the music of the Carpenters," I'd been like, what did I do wrong? Why am I being punished? You know, I mean, because, you know, but I also thought Burt Bacharach I thought that was just the soundtrack to Purgatory, you know, like God's Waiting Room, that, you know, right there. And of course, I get older. It's the same way. It's like when you're 12 and they give you coffee and you drink it, and you go, ugh, this is, or like beer. You know, I remember like I was 8 and my dad gave me a drink of beer. I was like, this is horrible. Why do people drink it? But then I got older and I discovered, well, it's not so bad. And kind of liked it. So, and as I got older, I discovered and realized that the Carpenters were they were just Richard Carpenter, the brother of Karen Carpenter, an absolute musical genius in so many different ways, an arranger and orchestrator and songwriter, and of course Karen Carpenter and his voice. So we're going to actually jump to a tune. Let me have a few little notes, make sure I don't miss anything here. This is a tune that was written by Carole King, and she actually included it on her landmark album Tapestry, which I think if you're collecting albums, Tapestry is one of those albums, top 10. There's not a bad track on there. Every track is so strong. The songwriting is so amazing. But this tune is not necessarily known so much as a Carole King tune as it is a James Taylor tune. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our take on "You've Got a Friend," which, to clarify, is not the Randy Newman song from the Toy Story. Juan Roland, our saxophonist, was a little disappointed when he discovered that he was like, "That's not 'You've Got a Friend.'" I'm like, "Oh, you're thinking of 'You Got a Friend in Me,' you know, which we're doing in the second set. You know, yeah, that's that Randy Newman.
The second set that's not happening tonight. That one.
Well, you know, you didn't have to tell him that.
I'm sorry.
I mean, that's.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's like when you.
I'm the girl in the group right now. Okay. Okay.
That's like when it's like when you've asked your parents when you're a kid, like, "Can we get this? Can we go to Disneyland? Can we?" And they finally, just to kind of appease you, they go, "We'll see." Okay. Yeah. So Juan, "You Got a Friend in Me" is coming up the second set. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. You've got a friend. 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna count it and do the pickups. 1, 2.
Trouble, and you need a helping hand, and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest nights. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. see you again. Oh, winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is come, and I'll be there, yes I will. Ain't it good to know you've got a friend? 'Cause people can be so cold. You know they'll hurt you and desert you. Leave your soul if you let them. Oh, don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Yes, I will see you again. Oh, winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is come on, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, running. Yes, I will, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, oh, all you gotta do is come on, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend. Thank you. Woo. My favorite stuff, I tell you. You know, there's like when I was about 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know, somewhere in that first decade of my life, I heard Karen Carpenter, and I was like, that voice, something about that voice. And this is one of my favorites. Goes like this.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
We've only just begun to live. White lace and promises. Kiss my love, and we're on our way. before the rising sun we fly. So many roads to choose. Started walking and learn to run. And yes, we've just begun. Horizons that are new to us, watching the signs along the way, talking it over, just the two of us, working together day to day. We smile, so much of life ahead. Find a place where there's room to grow. And yes, we've just begun. Sharing horizons that are new to us, watching the signs along the way, talking it over, just the two of us, working together day to day. We smile, so much of life ahead. Find a place where there's room to grow. Yes, we've just begun. And yes, we've just begun. Yes, we've just begun. We've just begun. Thank you so much.
So this, ladies and gentlemen, we probably should have told you this is a brand new show. So these, you're actually hearing the world premiere on the vast majority of these arrangements, as is the band. No, we were able to get together yesterday and go through some things, and that tune. Now, the origin of that tune, that was written by a guy named the last name, I always get his first name. Roger. I want to say Mike Nichols, but Roger Nichols and Paul Williams. If you remember Paul Williams, he's about 4 feet tall, and anyway, and it was actually a jingle for Crocker Bank. And Richard Carpenter heard the tune in the jingle, and he reached out to Paul Williams. He said, and Paul Williams was singing on the jingle. This is before he was famous, And he said, I think that tune might be a pop hit. And he said, does it have a bridge? And Paul Williams like, oh, of course it does. He hadn't written, there was no bridge to that song, but he was like, if Richard Carpenter wanted to buy it, it had a bridge, absolutely. But the bridge is that, shaving the I mean, that didn't exist. And so he threw that in there and he gave it to the Carpenters. And as they say, the rest is history right there. So let's see, what have we got? Oh, we're going to jump back to Carole King. This is off of her album, Tapestry. The tune is called So Far Away. Trying to get these tunes in my head.
So far away, doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fine to see your face at my door. It doesn't help to know that you're just time away. Long ago I reached for you and there you stood. Knowing you again could only do me good. How I wish I could, but you're so far away. One more song about moving along the highway. I can't sing much of anything that's new. If I could only work this life out my way, I'd rather spend it being close to you. But you're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fine to see your face in my door. It doesn't help to know that you're so far away. Oh. Traveling around sure gets me down and lonely. Nothing else to do but close my mind. I sure hope the road don't come too on me, 'cause there's so many dreams I've yet to find. You're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fine to see your face at my door. It doesn't help to know that you're so far away. These are just feel-good songs, I tell you. Yeah. Talking to myself and feeling old. Sometimes I'd like to quit. Nothing ever seems to fit. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. What I've got they used to call the blues. Nothing is really wrong. I'm feeling like I don't belong. Walking around some kind of lonely cloud. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. But it seems I always wind up here with you. It's nice to know somebody loves me. Funny, but it seems that it's the only thing to do, to run and find the one who loves me. It's come and gone before. No need to talk it out. We know what it's all about. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. You know what's really funny is to sing like that and sit down. That's like a challenge for me because I'm like, oh, you see my feet.
If I could sing like that and sit down, I'd never stand up, Maria. That's
You're so kind. Thank you.
No, that tune, of course, "Rainy Days and Mondays" from the Carpenters, also written by Paul Williams. And again, I always want to say Roger Nichols. I want to say Mike Nichols. Roger Nichols and Paul Williams is actually the band behind her on the Carpenters on that was a group of musicians from Gold Star Studios in Los Angeles, known as the Wrecking Crew. And the Wrecking Crew, they were the Phil Spector and the Wall of Sound. They're the ones that did all of that. They did all the recording from everything from Leon Russell stuff to the Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. That was the Wrecking Crew that did all that stuff behind them. So Rainy Days and Mondays. We're going to go back to Carole King. Before Carole King was famous as a singer-songwriter and a performer in her own right, she was just a songwriter. I say just a songwriter, but she was not known as a performer. She worked in a building in New York City called the Brill Building, and the Brill Building songwriters were famous for cranking out just a huge quantity of music. And it was actually started by a guy named, it was actually Alden Music was the publishing company in there. And it was started and run by a guy named Don Kirchner. Now, how many of you in the 1970s remember Don Kirchner's rock concert? I remember my brothers, I had a brother that was 10 years older than I was, on Saturday nights, it was either Friday or Saturday, they'd let me stay up past 10, and we'd watch Don Kirchner's rock concert. Don Kirchner was also the man, if you remember the Archies, the animated, sugar dun dun dun, oh honey honey, yeah, the Archies, because Don Kirchner was also the man who started the Monkees. So the problem was 2 years into the Monkees said, wait, we want to actually play our instruments and actually write the songs, so they couldn't, they said, if we don't, we're quitting. So they said, okay, and they let them do it for a year, and then the show got canceled. So Don Kirchner made a vow that he wasn't going to work with humans ever again. And he thought, well, we'll just do this as a cartoon. Now, the trick with that was that the lead singer of the Archies was a guy, it was a Los Angeles studio singer named Ron Dante. Now, you remember Archie, of course, in the cartoons. He's got the red hair with the X's, like the tic-tac-toe board thing over here. Well, Ron Dante was African American, so they could never tour with the Archies because everyone would be like, "What? That's not Archie." So, anyway, that's Don Kirchner and that whole setup there. So the point of all of this, there is no point of this, but it just kind of got stuck in my head, and I don't have anyone else to talk to, ladies and gentlemen. So you folks are.
But you've got the world to talk to. The whole world is listening to this story, Noel.
And it'd be great if it was actually true, but it's not. Let's not let facts get in the way of a good story. But as a Brill Building songwriter, Carole King wrote for everyone from the Monkees. Pleasant Valley Sunday was one of her tunes. She wrote for Herman's Hermits. They did and the Drifters was one of her groups that she did a lot of work for. And there was a group called the Shirelles, and she wrote their first, and really they're only big, they're kind of a one-hit one. This is the era of the girl groups from about 1961 to 1964, prior to the British invasion. This is a tune that she wrote for the Shirelles, a tune called "Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow?"
Tonight you're mine completely. You give your love so sweetly. Tonight the light of love is in your eyes. But will you love me tomorrow? Is this a lasting treasure, or just a moment's pleasure? Can I believe the magic of your sighs? Will you still love me tomorrow? Tonight with words unspoken, you'll say that I'm the only one. But will my heart be broken when the night meets the morning sun? I'd like to know that your love is love I can be sure of. So won't you tell me now, and I won't ask again, will you still love me tomorrow? Will you still love me tomorrow? Will you still love me tomorrow? And I have to put a little bit of, little kudos in here. Noel did such a wonderful job with these arrangements, and there's such a pleasure to, yes, give it to him.
Thank you all.
Such a pleasure to do these songs. So yeah.
Well, it's good when you have someone to write it for, Maria. You know, and no, as I was saying actually before,
He's gonna have us tearing up. You know what I'm saying? Right.
it was give Juan a hug. He looks like he needs a hug right now. Nice. So we're gonna get to it. Let's get to Carly Simon. We'll do a tune here, and this was one of this is actually not her biggest hit. But it was a #1 hit. It won a Grammy Award for Best Pop Performance from a female artist of its year. The tune is called. We're going to try to do a little bit of a Sade approach on this. The tune's called "You Belong to Me."
Why'd you tell me this? Were you looking for my reaction? What do you need to know? Don't you know I'll always be your girl? You don't have to prove to me you're beautiful strangers. I've got loving eyes of my own. You belong to me. 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 Can it be that you're not sure? You belong to me. Thought we'd close the book, lock the door. You don't have to prove to me that you're beautiful to strangers. 'Cause I've got loving eyes of my own. You belong to me. Oh, telling you a fooling. Yeah. You belong to me. Oh, tell her that you don't even know her. belong to me. Sing it, boys.
You belong to me.
Oh, tell her you don't even
You
know.
belong to me.
You belong to me. Yeah.
You belong to me.
Oh, you foolin'.
You belong to me.
You belong to me. You belong to me. Oh, you belong to me. Thank you. Woo. How you like that?
Nice.
Is everybody enjoying? Are you enjoying yourselves? Yeah. So I want you to do like some little small thing for me right now. For all of those in virtual audience space, I want you to clap real loud and let them know you're here. All right? Just scream out loud or something. Do whatever. Okay? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Because this makes everybody say, "Oh man, I should have been there in the room with them." Yeah.
I was confused. I thought you wanted everyone that was like at home watching the stream to scream out loud. And I thought,
We tried that for 13 weeks. It
Yeah,
didn't work. No, we tried. That, and you know, while we're talking, that's cool. In the comments, put exclamation points. But while I'm thinking about it too, for all of the ones in virtual space, why don't you tag in, let us know where you're viewing from, where you're watching from around the world. So we'd love to hear from you. So thank you.
Yeah. We used to, for those of you who may not know, Maria and I did a streaming show, a weekly show for about 13 weeks. And we would typically get between 4,000 and 6,000 people a week that would watch that show. And just the two of us, we did it right out of my, I was gonna say the studio in my house, which is a little bitty room, a studio in name only. Anyway, it was one of these rooms. It actually worked out really well. It looked great, but it was so tiny. I mean, you'd have to like step outside to change your mind.
And Noel was crawling under.
Yeah, I literally had to crawl to get under and get from out from behind the piano because there wasn't any room. But and so Maria and I each week we would just assume that there was people screaming and yelling and we kind of and I actually was able to train the voices in my head to do that in conjunction. It worked out quite well, but anyway, for those of you who are watching on our streaming tonight, thank you so much again for joining us. And we do want to put a quick plug in for a gentleman who has been working really diligently, very tirelessly, and doing it without a playbook. And his name is Larry Farber. He's the owner of MiddleCjazz. And obviously, this is we were talking today. I said, Larry, this has got to be a challenge because you can't fall back on any of your previous experience as to what to expect and what's going to happen. And he goes, I'm having to kind of, it's like being able to, it's like seeing 2 minutes of a full movie and trying to figure out, okay, what the movie's about. And so Larry has been working, and his entire staff, and John Brighton and Thaddeus and Trey doing the streaming, and our sound tech, and Scott, and Sean, and we've just got such a great, just amazing team here. But Larry has been working tireless. So if you're watching at home, it is a free stream. But certainly, if you want to make a donation, please do. If you don't, or if you're not able to, please don't feel any sort of obligation. That's not what we'd like for this to be a gift to you. But again, just a huge thanks to Larry for allowing us this opportunity to come and perform, and for making Middle C a safe place in a time when it's really tough to find a safe place. So we appreciate that immensely.
Thank you. And piggybacking on what Noel said, to be able to come out and perform with our people, this is just magic for us. It's called performing magic. Because we've been waiting, been wanting to do this, and so thank you so much for being here, and everybody watching.
Awesome, awesome. So we're going to jump back into the Carpenters. This is a tune. This is it's a pop tune. Well, of course it was a pop tune. They were pop artists. And we've taken kind of a... The Count Basie Orchestra was notorious for really heavy swinging tunes, but they were also really great grabbing what we call a medium slow tempo and not terribly loud, but just swinging it to death. A tune like Shiny Stockings would be a great example, or a tune like Little Darlin' is another one. Some of these great, they're written by a man named Neil Hefti. So we've kind of taken that same approach with this. There's a little bit of a nod to the Doobie Brothers in there that hopefully that will come through. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is a tune called Hurting Each Other.
My love, for nowhere in the world could there be a boy as true as you love. All my love I give gladly to you, all your love you give gladly to me. Tell me why then, why should it be that we go on hurting each other? We go on hurting each other, making each other cry, hurting each other without ever knowing why. Closer than the leaves on a weeping willow, baby, we are. Closer, dear, are we than the simple letters A and B are. All my life I could love only you, all your life you could love only me. Tell me why then, why should it be that we go on hurting each other? We go on hurting each other, making each other cry, hurting each other without ever knowing why.
Thank you so much. We're going to do a tune. This is written by Leon Russell. Leon Russell was one of the, when we talked about the Wrecking Crew in Gold Star Studios of Phil Spector, Leon Russell was one of the many piano players that was part of that amazing group of musicians. And Leon Russell made his name. I first heard about him when with a tune that George Benson had a big hit called This Masquerade. And come to find out, it was written by this guy named Leon Russell. And then Donny Hathaway's tune, which is called A Song for You. Just an amazing tune. Come to find out, it was written by Leon Russell. And I was like, well, of course. You know, they kind of had a similar flavor. This Carpenter's tune that we're about to do, I've always loved it. Matter of fact, I've always loved it hearing Karen Carpenter do it. And Maria's alto it's just amazing to me.
Yay for the altos.
And come to find out, this tune was also written by Leon Russell. And the tune is called Superstar.
So far away, I fell in love with you before the second show, and your guitar sounds so sweet and clear. But you're not really here. It's just the radio. And don't you remember you told me you love me, baby? You said you'll be coming back this way again, baby. Baby, baby, oh, baby, I love you, I really do. Loneliness is such a sad affair, and I can hardly wait to be with you again. And what to say to make you come again. Come back to me again and play your sad guitar. And don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? You said you'd be coming back this way again, baby, 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 oh baby, I love you, I really do. get it, Juan Royan.
You know, the amazing thing about Karen Carpenter, she didn't start off as a vocalist. The Carpenter family, they had a band, and Richard, her brother, and some of their friends. She was the drummer in the band. If you ever see some of the early videos, you'll see her wearing those really horrible 1970s high collar frilly, look like a prairie dress kind of thing, and she's playing behind the drum set playing, but they had her sing. They figured, well, let's have Karen sing, and she was singing up high, and they were actually starting, she was singing more like a soprano. And one day, a producer, when they were working on something, he said, "Karen, can we lower that?" And she's like, "No, I guess, okay." So they took it down, like a good fifth or sixth down, and put it down in a low alto, which is a really low range for pop music. And they went, oh my gosh. They just thought it would sound better lower. They didn't realize that she had this voice down there that would, that just became her signature sound. But still, she always, if you read her autobiography, she always considered herself a drummer first and a vocalist second, which I think is quite, I know. It's not true, I just made it up, but it's really interesting, wasn't it?
And once again, I believed it. Okay.
So we're going to actually combine a Carly Simon tune and a Carole King tune. The first tune is a tune. There was a lot of speculation for years as to who this tune was written about. The tune is called "You're So Vain," and she would never say. She said, well, there's 3 different men that she had in mind when she wrote it, but a lot of people thought, well, it was Mick Jagger. There was a rumor, and then for the longest time, they believed it was. James Taylor was also in that list because they had been intimately involved. And I believe it was about 10 years ago she finally revealed that the prime individual behind. Does anyone know behind "You're So Vain" who that is? That's a good guess. Warren Beatty was actually, yes. Warren Beatty was, and so if you actually listen to the lyrics, there's a lot of pretty biographical stuff talking about going to see Nova Scotia to see this total eclipse, and which are things that Warren had done in of course, before he got older and mellowed out a bit. And so anyway, we're going to start off with "You're So Vain," and then we're going to slide in to a Carole King tune called "It's Too Late." And this is one of those charts I get. This happens every time. I always try when I'm writing an arrangement. I try to keep it to 3 pages because musicians they're doing so much at once, and they got to negotiate with pages, and it just becomes a bit of a nightmare. I tried my darndest to get this one down to 3, but the best I could do was 6. And so anyway, and of course the really tough stuff happens. So when you're turning it over and you'll be like reading, and it's like, and then the most important thing in the world is going to happen on the next page, of course, really quick. So sorry about that, fellas. There'll be an extra bit of love in the check for you for sticking with this. So ladies and gentlemen, here we go. "You're So Vain, It's Too Late." A 1, 2, 3,
4. You can snap along if you like. You walked in to the party like you were walking onto a yacht. Your hat strategically dipped below one eye. Your scarf, it was apricot. You had one eye in the mirror as you watched yourself go by. And all the girls dreamed that they'd be your partner. They'd be your partner, and you're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think the song is about you. Don't you? Don't you? You had me several years ago when I was still naive. Well, you said that we'd make a pretty pair and that you would never leave. But you gave away the things you love, and one of them was me. I had some dreams, there were clouds in my coffee, clouds in my coffee, and you're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think the song is about you, don't you, don't you? Just to pass the time. There is something wrong here, there can be no denying. One of us is changing, or maybe we've just stopped trying. Yeah. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Although we really did try to make it, something inside is dying, and I can't hide it, I just can't fake it. Oh, no, no. It used to be so easy living here with you, 'cause you were light and breezy and I knew just what to do. Now you look so unhappy and I feel like a fool. But it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it, something inside us died, and I can't hide it, I just can't fake it. Oh, no. There'll be good times looking for me and you, but we just can't stay together. Now don't you feel it too? Still I'm glad for what we had and how I once loved you. Oh yeah. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Something inside us died, and I cannot hide it, I just can't fake it. Oh no. It's too late, baby, it's too late. Did you last through your 6 pages?
Yeah. Yeah, that's like it's the accordion effect. Yeah, if one page goes, they all go with it. Yeah, okay, and you'll indulge me here. I was playing a couple of years ago. I was playing for some scholarship auditions from some high school students, and they were auditioning for a $40,000 scholarship, college, and pretty sizable chunk of change. And I had this young man come in, and he was so nice, and he handed me this music, to play to come down. And of course, when you're playing for auditions, you're sight reading. And I told him, I always tell them, I say, okay, no matter what happens, if I quit playing, or if I have a heart attack and fall off the bench, or the music goes flying, just sing your song. Don't worry. Don't wait for me. Do your thing. I'll come find you. We'll be fine. And the room that we were in, there's a vent right up here, and so the music was all taped together, similar to what we have here. And I was going along, and the air came on about halfway into his audition, and suddenly the one page started to blow, and I went to grab it, and when I grabbed it, the remaining, did I not mention he had all the pages taped together, and it had to be 25 or 30 pages in this thing, and the entire thing just went down on the floor. And so meanwhile, I'm sitting there at the piano now all the music, so now I'm reading the music off the floor, and I'm doing my best to read this stuff off the floor. I'm trying to turn pages, and bless his heart, he didn't get the scholarship, but it was it was. But it was one of the situations whatever happens, if the music. Oh no, it's not true at all. No, of course not. No. That is a true story. Yeah, I only have 2 true stories. That's one of them. And but anyway, we're actually going to remember we're going to do that. Yes, we are. We're going to give the band a bit of a break. I'm going to do a tune with just Maria and I. This is another Carly Simon tune. Carly Simon, very much like Carole King, kind of picked up the mantle of a female singer-songwriter. It was very unusual when Carole King came along that there was a female vocalist that was writing her own material. That just wasn't heard of. And but then it was oh well, she started off as a songwriter, so of course then she went on to make this to become a performer. And Carly Simon grabbed that same thing. All the tunes that Carly, basically everything that Carly's done, the vast majority she's written herself. This next tune is a little again slightly obscure maybe, but it's a great story song. The tune is called "Coming Around Again."
Let's do. on paper, so romantic, so bewildering. I know nothing stays the same, but if you're willing to play the game, it's coming around again. So don't mind if I fall apart. There's more room in a broken heart. You pay the grocer, fix the toaster, kiss the host goodbye, break a window, burn the souffle, scream the lullaby. I know nothing stays the same, but if you're willing to play the game, it will be coming around again. So don't mind if I fall apart. There's more room in a broken heart. I believe in love. What else can I do? I'm so in love with you. I know nothing stays the same, but if you're willing to play the game, it will be coming around again. I know nothing stays the same, but if you're willing to play the game, it will be coming around again. So don't mind if I fall apart. More room in a broken heart. I believe in love. It will be coming around again. Coming around
Maria Howe, ladies and gentlemen.
Noel Friedline. Yeah.
It's a pretty little tune.
It's one of those songs you sing and it's haunting because you think about the story that it's telling. And it's like, I can only imagine what inspired her to write that song. So, thank you.
I think it was about Warren Beatty. Is what I. No. We're going to go back to Karen Carpenter for let me see what we got. Yeah, this is our last Karen Carpenter tune tonight, Maria. I know. We've turned this one into a waltz and changed this a little bit. The tune's called "I Won't Last a Day Without You." This is another one of Paul Williams and Roger Nichols' compositions.
Day after day, I must face the world of strangers where I don't belong. I'm not that strong. It's nice to know that there's someone I can turn to who will always care. You're always there when there's no getting over that rainbow. When the smallest of dreams won't come true, I can take all the madness the world has to give, but I won't last a day without you. So many times when the city seems to be without a friendly face, a lonely place, it's nice to know that you'll be there if I need you, and you'll always smile. It's all worthwhile when there's no getting over that rainbow. When the smallest of dreams won't come true, I can take all the madness the world has to give, but I won't last a day. Touch me and I end up singing. Trouble seems to up and disappear. You touch me with the joy you're giving. Can't believe I really lose when you're near. If all my friends have forgotten half their promises, they're not unkind, just hard to find. One look at you and I know that I can learn to live without the rest. I've found the best when there's no getting over that rainbow. When the smallest of dreams won't come true, I can take all the madness the world has to give, but I won't last a day.
So when you have a #1 hit on the radio, and there's a James Bond movie coming out, then you tend to get tapped to record the song for that James Bond film. There's been over 40 of them that have come out over the years, and most recently I think Adele did I think it was Skyfall she did, and Sam Smith. I knew it was an unusual name. It was Sam Smith. Also did the most recent, and Carly Simon happened to have a #1 hit when they were working on a movie called The Spy That Loved Me, and so she wrote this tune for that. We're going to do a little bit of treatment to it.
Let's do it.
You'll recognize the tune.
Yeah.
One, two, three.
Nobody does it better. Makes me feel sad for the rest. Nobody does it half as good as you. Baby, you're the best. I wasn't looking, but somehow you found me. I tried to hide from your love like black heaven above me. The spy who loved me is keeping all my secrets safe tonight. Nobody does it better. Sometimes I wish someone could. Nobody does it quite the way you do. Now, why'd you have to be so good? The way that you hold me, whenever you hold me now. There's some kind of magic inside you that keeps me from running, but just keeps me coming. How'd you like to do the things you do? This is what I got to say. Nobody does it better. Makes me feel sad over there. Nobody does it half as good as you. Oh, baby, baby, you're the best. You're the best. You're the best. Ooh, yeah, baby, you're the best. Oh, 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 oh.
That's how Carly Simon intended that song to be played right there.
Thank you, Carly, and I'm sorry, Carly.
Yeah, she came in with it, and then she was doing that, and I said, "Can you make it more of a pop hit?" She goes, "Okay." And she kind of fought them, and then they gave her a check for like with multiple, 6 zeros behind it. And so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you all so much for coming out and joining us tonight. We have one more tune we're going to take it out with tonight, but before we get off the bandstand tonight, I would absolutely be remiss if I didn't introduce this amazing group of talented musicians. On the drums, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Al Sergel.
Who has a new release out too? We got to mention.
Yes,
that.
Al does. Yes, Al has I forgot, and the name. I can't remember my middle name right now.
Oh, it's coming in September called
The
The Falling Out.
Falling Out.
We hope that's not prophetic. Yeah, that's nice. Ladies and gentlemen, on the bass, the legend himself, Mr. Ron Brindle.
Yay! The great one.
And on tenor saxophone, ladies and gentlemen, he drove up all the way from Miami, Florida. Lives in Jacksonville, had to go down to Miami to take care of some things, some gigs and some family stuff, and then drove all the way up here to be with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Juan Carlos Royan. And ladies and gentlemen, on the vocals, an amazing lady. I wouldn't want to do this show with absolutely anybody else. Ladies and gentlemen, Maria Howell.
Thank you so much. And just as Noel is saying whatever he's saying, we're going to multiply that 10 times it, like, and square it as well. We couldn't do this show without Noel, with all of his hard work, dedication, expertise, skill set, and just being an all-around wonderful person. The leader of our pack. Everybody, Mr. Noel Friedline.
Bless your heart, Maria. I got you fooled, don't I? All right.
You do. That's okay.
And a very special thanks to John Bright behind running sound for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay.
And though you all have had the good fortune of being with us in the room, and we've been able to enjoy this exchange of energy, there was a live stream that's going out. That Larry and the Middle C did a great deal of work doing a 4-camera setup in here, and the whole thing is being run and produced by a young man whose name is Thaddeus Friedline. He happens to be my son right back there, right there. You keep working, son, because someone's got to pay for that care home your mom and I are going to end up in, I know, it was one of those things, like, I found out, like, I have 3 children, right, and all 3 of them are basically gone into the arts, and I'm like, well, can't one of you be, like, a lawyer or a pharmacist or something, because, I mean, this, anyway, no, very, very proud. Our second cameraman, Mr. Trey Mears back over here, we call him Bobo, you can call him Bobo as well. But ladies and gentlemen, huge appreciation to the entire staff here at Middle C, but more than anyone, Larry Farber, ladies and gentlemen, for making this whole thing possible. Larry, thank you so much. You've done it right. We so appreciate it. And we're going to take it out with a tune from Carole King called I Feel the Earth Move.
Whenever you're around. tenderly call my name. I know that my emotions are something I just can't tame. I just got to have you move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down, tumbling down. I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down, yeah. I just lose control down to my very soul. I get so hot and cold, yeah. All over, all over, all over, all over. I feel the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do, Thank you.
I hope you felt the earth move just like I did. Does it get better than this? There's nowhere in the country you will see musicians, people like this, and I am so thankful to have had all these great people here. Thank you to everybody here, out at home. And Noel, will you do me a big favor, Maria? Can we get maybe like a half? You've only been up here 2 hours, so do we have like a half a song left? What do you think? We would love one more great song. Thank you so much. Thanks to everybody. And Noel, I think, what is it, 8:30? Just another 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're we've exhausted our repertoire of King, Carpenter, and Simon. But Maria, you know Happy Birthday, don't you?
I do. Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of birthdays, we have a birthday. Courtney. Where's Courtney? Is Courtney in the room? Is this Courtney? Where's Courtney? Courtney is celebrating a birthday. How precious is this? We have one more song we're gonna do, and we're gonna dedicate it to you, Courtney. And whoever else is out there sharing a birthday with Courtney on this date of July 30th. Happy birthday to you. The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way your smile beams, Courtney, the way we sing our key, the way you haunt his dreams. No, they can't take that away from me. We may never, never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still I'll always, always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till 3, the way you changed my life. No, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. Shoo-bee-ba-boo, baby, boo-bee-bee. Shoo-boo-doo-bee-boo-boo-bee-boo-bee-doo-dee-doo. Shoo-boo-doo-bee. memory of all that. No, 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 can't take that away from me. We may never, never, never meet again on that bumpy road to love. Still, I always, always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, set the way we danced till the ring. Ooh, the way you changed my life. I can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away. Ooh, can't take that away. No, they